Actually, off late, I think, I don't know, like it's almost like more questions keep cropping up when I actually keep reading the books though. Do you think it's kind of, but as I'm reading the books though, it looks like, at times it looks like this, it's almost I need the book to imagine that the consciousness is all I am. So it's like more or less, it's imagine, is it like, am I forcing myself to imagine stuff, or do you think it's a normal way that happens, or is it like, I don't know, like how, or is it different for different people, or?
Well, you're conscious right now.
Yeah, I am. So, but it's like, it's almost like, so somewhere along the, like I was reading like I am that too, like there actually in some place it's almost like he says, initially you need to force yourself to remember that you are all you are is consciousness. Is it kind of a true thing, or is it almost like is it different for different people though?
You're conscious of that question that you.
I'm conscious of that, but I'm kind of.
It's that simple. It's not.
It seems.
See, whatever question comes up,
true.
It's irrelevant. All questions are irrelevant. So I mean, they're interesting, you know.
Yeah, that's what I kind of feel. But it's like, yeah, your mind somehow gets focused towards that. Though that's where I'm kind of thinking, like, is it?
Yeah, and your mind, you're aware of your mind. You know, you're conscious of the activities of
that's true.
Thinking. And right now you're conscious.
Yeah, it's.
Is there ever a time when you're not conscious?
Actually, there's never a time when I'm not conscious. Yes, other than sleeping, I guess, when I'm not sure whether I'm conscious or not. But
okay. If someone, you know,
yeah, someone wakes
you up, or the baby cries,
no. Yeah.
You go from, say, awareness is absolute awareness into
sure.
relative consciousness.
Sure.
So,
it's kind of.
There's never a time when you're not conscious, right?
Yeah, I guess not. It somehow seems to that, like, to realize that you're conscious, though, you need your body to be there too, though. Because it's like, if you're, like, yes, when you're asleep, you are not conscious, you are kind of aware, but you are not conscious. So it just looks like when you're conscious, like, when you're aware of your senses or whatever, it looks like your body has to be there, though.
Yeah, there's no suffering when you're asleep.
That is true.
So you can leave that question alone for now.
Okay.
It's an interesting question, just like all the others, but you're not suffering when you're asleep.
Actually,
so we'll deal with that one later.
Sure. Actually, the thing is,
and you see, it doesn't matter. All your questions, every question that you'll ask now and tonight, will arise in consciousness.
Sure.
That's it.
Actually, the only thing which I'm not that clear on is, so you keep mentioning that you're not suffering at that time, though. So it's like almost like, if you're not suffering, is it more like maybe what I think it's happening right now is maybe I'm afraid of suffering in the future, which is what is causing me to find out what I am too. Who knows? Like, but as of now, it doesn't look like I'm suffering at all. So does it mean like?
Well, right now,
should not. Yeah.
You're conscious of this question too.
Sure.
See, this is what it comes back to. It'll keep, and we can consider the questions, and we can answer the questions. And so I'm not, trying to avoid the question. Sure. But every question, you as consciousness,
yeah.
You have to be there to witness the question, to be aware of the question.
Sure.
So, and what do you think? What is it that the books are pointing out that you are? And when Nisargadatta says, stay with that I am, stay with that sense of presence, that consciousness. What is that consciousness that he's suggesting?
I think it should be just the fact that you're alive, I guess, is what he's saying, I guess. That because in a sense I'm thinking like, just like, you're always conscious, which is true though, because it's like, if you're not conscious, I guess the only thing which we can think of right now is if you're dead. But I'm not sure whether even what the death is going to be like, because that's again in imagination, it's nothing else. So it's like,
based on all your reading, what is it that Nisargadatta and Rama
sure,
and others, what do they say that you are?
They say you are consciousness, nothing else.
Okay, and they say, know yourself as consciousness.
That is true.
Is that what they say?
Yeah,
I mean,
it is that, yeah.
Okay. So, you are consciousness, I am consciousness, and
Sure.
a thought arises, I am enlightened. So consciousness is aware of that thought.
Sure.
A thought arises, I am not enlightened.
Sure, again.
Consciousness is aware of that thought. So I'm not interested in thoughts or questions. Whatever question you can pose
Yeah, actually, yeah.
arises in consciousness. So it seems to me that they're pointing out, know yourself as the consciousness, and this is what I am. I am this consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever question arises,
Yeah.
it's irrelevant.
Yeah,
I'm not
true.
interested in any questions. We'll talk about the questions. That's okay. But it doesn't matter what arises to me in my consciousness. I used to believe the thoughts.
Sure.
Like Stephen, something's wrong with Stephen. He needs to meditate more. He doesn't understand this. Those thoughts arising in the consciousness.
True, agreed, yeah.
And then other thoughts. Now I get it. I have this understanding. I don't need to meditate or read anymore. Those thoughts arise in the consciousness. See, now I don't pay any attention to any thought. What difference does it make?
Actually,
If the thought is, I don't understand this, what's wrong? I need to keep reading. Please answer my questions. Or, I already know this.
Yeah, sure.
I already have the answers. I am consciousness. I don't believe any of the thoughts. They don't help. The questions and the answers will not help you.
True. I kind of realize that right now. Like I'm kind
There
of
is consciousness. It doesn't matter what arises. And it's common in the human experience to focus in on the activities of the mind, which is the thinking, and assume that the thinking and the questions and the answers are important.
Sure.
They're not important.
Okay.
They're important in your work to determine,
Sure.
whatever you do.
Kind of.
It's important to develop the mental skills and the knowledge so that you can apply it in your at work.
Sure.
But to live in peace and to understand what you are, what I am, the thinking process is not required.
Sure.
So all the questions can come in, and we'll answer them. But it always comes back to I am this consciousness. And it doesn't matter what the object is. It can be an object like this or an object of thought in the form of a question.
Okay.
Thinking is just another object in me. And it doesn't matter what the object is.
Okay.
If it's a simple
phone
or a remote control or a series of thoughts and images and a story of me, it doesn't matter to me.
Actually,
What difference does it make to me as consciousness?
As consciousness, nothing, I guess.
Yeah, so this is what all the books are pointing to. Know yourself as consciousness. I am consciousness.
So
nothing can touch you as consciousness. So this is the freedom that's free of the mind.
Sure.
The mind can continue to go on asking questions. And it doesn't matter anymore. You say, oh, look at those questions. I'm not interested in those questions.